mail today. I got it yesterday. Curb. La-dee-da, la-dee-doo.
No water for at least a week, and I forgot to bring my home water.
Let's be clear, there is water in the building. You mean there's no bottled water that fits your specifications?
You're right, I can drink tap water.
Well, I would never ask you to do that, ever. I'm just saying
I'm going to do that.
You make it sound like the building is almost unoccupiable. That somehow the Department of Health is going to come in and say, you're living in slum conditions now.
Well,
no one should be forced to work there.
Maybe I should work for Ellen because of my snowflake water status. Because people who work for Ellen are very thin-skinned, apparently.
Yesterday we played for you the first monologue she did when she came back. Yesterday was the first episode after a pretty rough summer when it came to allegations of a toxic work environment that she was overseeing.
You know, I don't know. I'm a talk show host, and you know that, but maybe some of you know that, you know, I was an actress. I've played a straight woman in movies, so I'm a pretty good actress. But I don't think that I'm that good that I could come out here every day for 17 years and fool you.
She talks about the person that you see on the show is the person who she really is. That's her personality.
One former employee said that the jokes were not okay. Not only did Ellen turn our traumas into a joke, she somehow managed to make this about her because she came out of the gate and said, "How was everyone's summer? Good? Yeah, mine was great. Super terrific." Like, I had to deal with all summer people knocking my show and saying it's a horror to work there. And it did strike me as odd when she came out as the victim right away. I know she was trying to be funny, and I thought it was funny. She's not going to come out and not make jokes. That's not her.
That's the tool that she has.
Yes.
That's the weapon that she wields, and that's how she's going to do it. So the idea that she would come out and not have something humorous to say, she did tell the audience, you may have heard that there were allegations of a toxic work environment at her show. I learned these things happen here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I'm sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens on my show. I don't understand what everyone and say, listen, this should never have happened, and I apologize to you, because I don't think that's, I do think she could do that. She would do that if that was what was required of her, and if the lawyers allowed her to, which they would never do. But, I don't know. I mean, does anybody feel really sorry for Ellen?
No.
I think that's the issue is, yes, these employees were treated poorly and had jokes told about them and may have been yelled at,
But that's not trauma.
It's not trauma, and that's the frustrating part about this is that when these things are considered trauma, those people who are legitimately abused at work or who honestly garner the toxic work environment through their own selfishness or lack of awareness that other people work there, that to me is the more troubling thing.
When you and I were yelled at repeatedly in Sacramento, we didn't refer to it as trauma. We
stopped screwing around, or we tried to do better,
Right.
or
we went to another station.
Or we left. Or we left. I mean, that's the other thing I don't understand about it is...
Go to another show. They're not like holding you down, keeping you captive, forcing you to work on the Ellen show.
Why would you burn down the place that gave you an opportunity?
There's that too.
I mean, it's one thing to, to try to... I want to encourage this place to be a good place to work, right? But I'm not going to burn the place down for
Right.
my own selfishness or, sorrow for myself.
Right.
It's weird. Anyway, these people continue to go after Ellen yesterday on social media. Starting a new chapter equals I want everyone to move on and forget about this and look at me dancing.
Here's the other thing. Every time I've cried at work, I've put that on myself. I've been like, oh my God, how are you letting this get to you to the point of where you're so frustrated or that you're crying at work?
Yeah.
I never was like, Chris Little made me cry. You know what I mean? Like, I never put that on the other person. I wanted to change the way that I reacted to things.
Yes, but that's a mature attitude to have.
Right. And we should, as adults, all have that.
You are capable of working through a situation because the only thing that you can control is your own reaction to the
Totally. I
situation.
can't control anybody else.
You can't control the a-holes that work here.
Exactly.
But you
not
can control
that Chris Little is an a-hole.
No, I wasn't. That's not...
But, when
HR's on line 2. HR line 2.
they don't know my number.
Do we have an HR?
yeah.
We
Okay.
do.
I worked for a job once where we didn't have an HR. We couldn't find them.
I didn't know where they were for the first 10 years I was here.
I want to say though, right before you started, there were signs all over the place with an 800 number, and I think they were
They
replaced
were.
by the COVID-19 like
Totally were.
wash your damn hands sign.
It was like Me Too era. If anyone says anything to you inappropriate, call us. And then it was like, if you're not an essential employee, leave because of the COVID. Good Lord, 2020.
What a year! What a nice year. My daughter pierced her nose.
Are we going to deal with that?
Not anytime soon.
Harry and Shannon will continue.
You'll figure it out eventually. We can help.
KSI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Solemn procession. I'm Layla Muhammad live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A procession has started to carry the body of the firefighter killed while battling the wildfire in the Yucaipa area. Charles Morton had worked for the U.S. Forest Service for 14 years. His colleague Ramon Ferreira says Morton will be missed.
He was just an awesome guy. He was a good friend. He always had my back.
Morton, who was 39, was a squad boss for the Big Bear Interagency Hotshots. He died last week. This morning's procession started in San Bernardino, and it will end at a funeral home in Orange. The fire in the San Gabriel Mountains has now burned more than 109,000 acres. Containment is up slightly to 17%. LA County Fire spokesman Sky Cornell says the fire has been able to make its run while missing a critical element.
We know that all of California's got fires. We're already at 3.5 million acres burned this year so far. So the fact that we're at these staggering numbers without the winds that we're expecting for the Santa Anas is very alarming.
Firefighters are split between three fronts of the fire. News brought to you by Cunning Dental Group. Orange County could move to the state's less restrictive orange tier next Tuesday if COVID-19 cases remain low. OC Supervisor Lisa Bartlett says that could mean restaurants would move to 50% capacity.
Retail can open up at 100%. Museums, zoos, and aquariums now at 50% capacity. And places of worship and movie theaters can move up to 50% capacity as well.
Bartlett says bars would be able to open up outside with modifications, and wineries could open to 25%. Office buildings would move to 100% capacity. Youth sports would be able to start practicing without games. Orange County has gotten the okay to let all K through 12 schools head back to campus.
Things will look a lot different inside the classroom.
There's an extensive checklist that each school district has to go through.
OC Health Director Dr. Clayton Chow says that plan has to be posted online.
The desks within each classroom are 6 feet apart, and they also make sure that all the students, age appropriate, have to wear face masks.
Chow says some districts are phasing students back on campuses in hybrid formats over time. Others are remaining closed until further notice. But he says it's not the county's role to make sure state regulations are being followed. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
More than 200,000 people in the U.S. have died of COVID-19. That's the highest death toll in the world. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the number of deaths from COVID-19 is a tragedy.
This was preventable. Not all of it, but much of it. And what could be lost in the future is preventable too, if we embrace science.
Democrats have criticized the Trump administration's response to the pandemic. The number of COVID deaths in the U.S. is roughly equal to the population of Salt Lake City or Huntsville, Alabama. The Senate Judiciary Committee chairman says Republicans will have enough votes to confirm President Trump's Supreme Court nominee before the election. Utah Senator Mitt Romney announced this morning he won't block the vote from going forward, as some had thought he might do due to how close the election is. President Trump says he will announce his nominee to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Saturday. President Trump has used his pre-taped speech at the socially distanced UN General Assembly to call out China.
We have waged a fierce battle against the invisible enemy, the China virus, which has claimed countless lives in 188 countries.
Trump says the U.S. will distribute a vaccine to beat the virus in the pandemic and enter a new era of prosperity, cooperation, and peace. The UN General Assembly is all virtual this time around, so world leaders have sent in videos to play over the coming days. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Some road work on the 10 in downtown L.A.
Westbound side of the 10 freeway, that's going to be in between the 110 and Washington. That's where the far right lane is coned off. Things are pretty heavy starting back at the 5. Speaking of the 5, northbound side of the 5 between Osborne and the 118. Caltrans working there in the far right lane, so things are heavy right through that zone. Then on the flip side, southbound side of the 5 at Los Feliz Boulevard, the off-ramp shut down there for repairs, so things are backing up right there around the 134. Also got some road work if you're making the ride along the 605. It's going to be on the 605 freeway northbound side between the 105 and Florence, and that's where the right lane is coned off. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Wood.
Brought to you by the Cunning Dental Implant Center.
Some slightly cooler temperatures in your forecast next.
You don't need us to tell you it is hot out there.
Just wait till you get that August electricity bill. I mean, your AC's been running all day long at home, just like mine. You're cooking, the kids are doing homework and schoolwork now, of course. The bottom line is you're using a lot more energy.
So let SolarMax Technology save you money now. They're offering a solar system for $29.99 a month with zero upfront on approved credit to own your own system.
And SolarMax can offer this great price because they design, engineer, and assemble everything right here in Southern California. They're going to take every precaution when they come to measure and photograph your house. They're always masked. They limit the time spent to keep you and your family safe during installation.
Go to SolarMaxTech.com and find out how SolarMax can help you stay financially afloat right now with solar for $29.99 a month and zero upfront.
SolarMaxTech.com. That's SolarMaxTech.com, or dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword SolarMax. Pound 250 SolarMax. Offer expires September 30th. CSB number 97240.
It's never too early to get excited about 2021 Dodger baseball. From great matchups and promotions to experiencing new exciting fan areas, a Dodger membership is the best way to get in on the action. Sign up at Dodgers.com/membership.
When it comes to looking out for your business, Bay Alarm brings the best, like professionally monitored video verification, proven to catch crooks. Because if your security's not the best, you're not secure. Now, more than ever, Bay Alarm. ACO 28 CCL 880138.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 119 points, S&P up 27, NASDAQ up 141. Gold is $19.10 an ounce. Oil $39.45 a barrel.
The KFI Money Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. Protect your business with a customized access control system. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Southland weather from KFI. Fall starts today. Expect partly sunny skies, smoky in some areas, unhealthy air in the Antelope Valley. Highs in the low 80s for the LA Basin and Inland OC. Low 90s for the valleys, the IE and the high desert. Low 70s for the coast and the mountains. Overnight, those temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Right now, it's 76 in Fullerton, 70 in Laguna Beach, 78 in Glendale, 80 in Corona. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Layla Muhammad.
Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Did you hear about the fight at Costco? Apparently the CEO was going to maybe raise the price of that hot dog combo, and the co-founder told him, "I will kill you if you do that."
Huh. Hey, Tasty Tuesday, speaking of, Tasty Tuesday is coming up at 1:30 today. Neil gave us an assignment.
Oh.
I have 2 recipes to tell you about.
Are we going to be drinking those?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Because it's
I
Tuesday.
can't hit the liquor in the middle of the day on a Tuesday.
That would be a sign.
That would be back in April when we were doing that. When we thought we were all going to die.
It's the Cactus Cooler Cocktail. One is called the Houston Gutter Water, and the other one is just a way to get, I don't know.
My recipe is just to put vodka in it and ice.
Which is strong. That's almost almost what I had. It's almost what I came up with. But we'll do that at 1:30 when Neil joins us. Also at the bottom of this hour, Steve Gregory's going to join us. Now both of those LA County Sheriff's deputies who were ambushed a couple weekends ago, both of them are out of the hospital, which is absolutely amazing.